Greetings, everyone. This is the Sailor, the Terror of Death 99, aka the Black Cobra. And this is Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney, Justice for All. Hopefully, we're actually going to finish this game tonight. We found out this little bastard right here, Matthew On Guard, turned out to be the one who hired Chili the Killer. And that Chili the Killer not only kidnapped Maya, but also killed Juan Corrida. We also found out that Ongar was actually the one who forced Adrian Andrews' manager to commit suicide because since she was actually going to get married to Juan, and apparently Matthew had a huge grudge against him. Oh, there's that little bastard. Oh, I'm gonna get you for this, On Guard. You do not want to piss off the Black Cobra. I know that, Mia. Yes. Enough, On Guard! It's a detective. I apologize. Where are you? Good. You have some sort of lead? Good. I could do that if they found Maya first. I have to make the trial last longer. I have to stall for time. Alright. No problem, detective. Exactly. Even the richest people in the world can't buy friendship. Looks like we're coming to the end. I have to make this trial last as long as I can. Sorry about that, everyone. Anyway. Buckle up, everyone. This trial is going to be very long. And it's going to be one hell of a rough ride. Before we continue, there's one thing I should mention. Don't forget what I said last night. That I will be showing the bad ending. However, I'm not going to be showing it until the right time. Anyway, let's continue. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Matthew Ongard. Defense is ready, Your Honor. Now, as I recall, we concluded yesterday's session with a big mystery on our hands. The mystery being what exactly was Miss Adrian Andrews' role in this murder. That is to say, is she really connected to the crime itself? Mr. Edgeworth, if you would please inform the court of today's proceedings. Adrian Andrews, she forged evidence that threw suspicion on Mr. Ongard, and then proceeded to escape the crime scene by wearing a nickel samurai costume. The guilt of these actions are those from which she cannot escape. I'm not finished, Your Honor. Miss Andrews has nothing to do with committing the actual murder. I'd like to direct the court's attention to this card. This is the calling card of a certain assassin. Yes, Juan Carrito was killed by a professional assassin. And the person who hired the assassin, his client, so to speak, is Matthew Ongard. I would think it's become commonplace by now, Your Honor. I know what's going on this time, so I know that everything Edgeworth has to say is true. I know that, Mia, I should say. Mia and Maya. I have to save Maya. I wonder how this trial will turn out today. Now then, please call your first witness, Mr. Edgeworth. The prosecution calls the defendant's mentor, Mr. William Powers, to the stand. Now then, witness, your name and occupation, please. Very well. What is your relation to the defendant? Mr. Powers, please. You don't need to put yourself down so much. On the night of the murder, you visited the defendant's room. Is this correct? Didn't actually get to see Matt when I went. All you need to do is ask what you're asked. Answer what you're asked. Now then, I'd like you to please testify about what you saw when you went to Mr. Ongard's room. After the award ceremony, I went by myself to Matthew's room. Matthew was sitting there in front of his room, still in his nickel samurai costume. He was talking with someone, At first I thought it was the bellboy. I watched the two of them for a while, then I gave up and went back. I had guests with me that night, and I couldn't make them wait for me. Nothing sounds out of place in Mr. Power's testimony. Talking with the bellboy is no big deal. If one assumes that the person Mr. Ongard was speaking with was an ordinary bellboy, very well. Another sticky situation is right, Mia. A trap. Oh, yes I can, Mia. Have to charge in head first. One moment, everyone. Hold it! The defendant's room? Why did you go there? Why did you stop? Yes, Mr. Powers? Huh? I know that, Mr. Powers. No one said you were. Witness, I will personally talk to defense at a later time. So for now, please kindly cooperate and continue your testimony. So you went to the defendant's room. What next? Matthew was sitting there in front of his room, still in his nickel samurai costume. Hold it! Are you sure that it was Matthew on guard? If that's the case, then he really can't be mistaken. What next? What was the defendant doing, standing in front of his own room? Hold it! At first? What do you mean by that? He was in a bellboyish uniform and he had a bottle of juice on a tray. Sounds like an ordinary bellboy to me. I didn't think he was a normal bellboy. Why is that? Guess I'm gonna have to Guess I'm gonna have to wait patiently on this one. Hold it! You saw the two of them, the bellboy and the defendant together, correct? Now, while you were watching the two of them, did you notice anything strange? Gave the bellboy a tip. Technically, that's normal. How long did you watch the two of them? Hold it! Who are these guests that you're talking about? True. That's a good point. Went back to my seat pretty soon after seeing Matthew in the hallway. It's like squeezing water from a stone. It's probably pointless to press further. I don't remember that happening at all, Mia. Maya was making such a racket in her hyper state. I ended up focusing on her. Probably wasn't gone for very long, that's true. I have to find a way to stall for time. Something is not right. Hold it! At first, what do you mean by that? Wait a second. Actually, Mr. Powers, only a few minutes ago you stated... it did feel something weird. It was because Matt gave the bellboy a tip. Could it be that you felt something strange about the tip-giving incident itself? Mr. Edgeworth. This bellboy, he wasn't an ordinary one, was he? Perhaps we should let the witness tell us. Mr. Powers, please amend your testimony. Yes. About the bellboy.
Hold it!
Hold it! So he gave the bellboy a tip. What's so strange about that? Matthew's not a poor penny pincher like me. He's trying to figure out how much it was because the tip really shocked me. How much it was? So when something even more surprising happened. The bellboy was putting the tip he got in his pocket. That's when I got my first good look at the guy's face. Sounds like Mr. Powers was surprised twice by this event. I wonder which of your shocking moments I should ask about. Something's not right. The defendant is a huge star. He can afford to give generous tips. Wouldn't you agree? A little too much? Would you please clarify for the court about how much would you say the defendant gave to the bellboy? Why is that? Whoa! A roll of cash? What? Oh, that's definitely not a tip. That's more like hiring somebody to do a job. Interesting. Generous tip? I think not. That's more like hiring somebody to do a job. A very fat roll of cash? That could hardly be called a tip, Your Honor. That's one thing I could say. That's definitely not a tip. Something's not right. Objection, Your Honor. The defendant is a superstar. That kind of tip is typical fare for people like him.
Objection!
No, Mr. Edgeworth, I am not saying that all superstars are super spenders. That's a good point there, Mr. Edgeworth. So supposing that roll of cash was not a tip, then what was it? It was payment, Your Honor. Isn't it obvious for the murder of Mr. Juan Carita? Yes, he was the assassin. Mr. Edgeworth, you don't have any proof of this, do you? He's the person the police special investigation team has been chasing for ages. I am certain that the person the witness saw was this very assassin, Shelley the killer. Something wrong, Mr. Powers? What? Mr. Powers, please testify. Tell us what you saw. The second time. Juan Carita's room. Now that I think about it, the bellboy did seem kind of out of place. Had to be the assassin, I'm sure of it. That's all we need for now, Mr. Powers. Still more? Let us first establish that the bellboy was truly Mr. the Killer. Then we shall see. So the bellboy came out of the victim's room. And if the bellboy really was the assassin, then I think the answer is fairly obvious. Something's definitely not fitting. Hold it! What time was that? The award ceremony ended around 8 p.m. Went to Matthew's room pretty soon afterwards. And they came back. 8:10 by that time. You're not one for details, are you, Mr. Powers? Hold it! Are you sure it was the same bellboy? How could you tell? All the bellboys wear the same uniform after all. Which room did the bellboy come out of? Hold it! The victim's room, huh? Words cannot describe us. Let's continue with the testimony, shall we? Hold it! What exactly was so out of place about him? Bellboy was empty-handed. That bellboy was one of those room service people, right? Yes. But he wasn't pushing a cart, and he wasn't holding a tray either. Yes, I would call it a little strange. That is a bit strange, Mr. Powers. Is it really that unusual, though, for a bellboy to be empty-handed? Something's not right. I'm not buying it. There's nothing strange or unusual about an empty-handed bellboy.
Objection!
It really is not. Yes, I'm aware of that, Mr. Edgeworth. Your Honor, I ask that the witness's previous statement be supplanted with this new one. Mr. Powers, if you could amend your testimony, please. Hold it. So you're saying that it's suspicious for him to be empty-handed? What kind of juice was it? That's a good point there, Mia. Hold it! Please don't be so quick to judge. Guess the thief and assassin are both sneaky and silent. Yes, I know that, Mia. I have no intention of giving up. I know that, Mia. Something is not right. Objection, Your Honor. Mr. Powers. You're easily influenced by other people's words, aren't you? As soon as you heard that the bellboy might have been the killer, you got caught up in believing it must be true. So, a baseball has stitches. Are you saying all baseballs are suspicious because they have stitches? I'd like to ask the court to take a look here. That is correct, Your Honor. There is a wine glass sitting next to Mr. Carita's body. The liquid inside this glass is tomato juice. And now, if you were to look at when it's on top of the table in the lower right corner here, anyone can clearly see it is a tray with a bottle of tomato juice on it. The bellboy just brought this to Mr. Carita's room. He left the tray in the room, which is why he was empty-handed when he left. Can you prove that Mr. Carita is already dead at the time? Witness, isn't there one more thing you would like to share with us? The bellboy was empty-handed, or should I say, empty-handed. I recall you had something interesting to say about his hands. The bellboy was wearing gloves. Interesting. Pitch black leather ones. That is very true. Other bellboys don't wear gloves. Black leather gloves. Sounds to me like they could almost be like driving gloves. Or assassination gloves. Why didn't you mention them earlier, Mr. Powers? Gotta focus. Can't get lax here. So what if he had gloves? A lot of bellboys wear gloves. I know that, Mr. Powers. So what if football's made of leather? And actually, that's an interesting point. A lot of gloves are actually made of leather, mainly driving gloves. I'm sure a lot of you have actually seen quite a few NASCAR races. I know I have. And what do the drivers wear? Leather gloves. There you go. Received a large roll of cash from the defendant. Sorry, I can't speak tonight. One moment, please. Now then, witness, please continue with the rest of your testimony. Their second meeting. After leaving Juan's room, the bellboy went and knocked on Matthew's door, just like that. He gave something to the person inside the room. The old guy just left without even going into the room. After that, I went to the bathroom and then back to my seat. So the bellboy, after leaving the crime scene, next went to the defendant's room? Some accident. I'd say you saw too much. And all of it was suspicious to high heaven. Gladly, Your Honor. Hold it! Is that what you saw while you were busy spying? I think the point is, where did you watch all this from, Mr. Powers? No, it does not, Mr. Edgeworth. What did the bellboy do next? That's all I care to know.
Hold it!
Hold it. What kind of statement is that? Please elaborate and give us a few more details. He gave something to this person? And what was this something? This implies that something was removed from the scene of the crime. Are you sure you really can't remember, Mr. Powers? This is an incredibly crucial piece of evidence and piece of information. Please try to remember what it was. In the meantime, let's talk of another point, namely what the bellboy did next. Hold it. Where did this bellboy go after he left Mr. Onguard's room? Open the door to Viola Hall. Went in there, and who knows after that? I do. Hold it! Did you see anything strange, suspicious, or just out of the ordinary at that time? Okay, that was the security guard. I think we can forget about the alien. I should say the security guard, who looked like an alien. I agree there, Mia. It was just as vague as his first. A little troublesome, yes.